What's going on, Cattlemen and Cattlewomen? Welcome back to the show. Today we're going to talk about a really awesome new rod holder that just arrived in the mail over here that is going to be probably, if anything, the best track mounted rod holder you can use right now in the industry for big catfish, sharks. Well, I already gave everything away. Anyways, without further ado, we'll get into it in just a moment. We'll unbox it and roll the intro. Well, what can I say? I already had to unbox a little bit, but boom! Here we go. Wow, really heavy, probably about a ½ pound each. These are the Smackdown rod holders. These originally, well, if you think about it, this type of a rod holder that was big in the industry beforehand was the monster rod holder. Still big, but I really think that Stacy Gaston, who's an awesome catfisherman, and then the rest of Northwood's brands have come together to start pushing out these rod holders. And I think really, if anything, guys, these are going to take over, and they're really not that expensive. What do we get in the box over here? We get the rod holders, we get our same colored base, love that, pretty nice and big and really thick. I think this is aluminum.
Whoa. Okay, hold up for a sec. Okay, so actually I was under the impression this was going to be made out of aluminum. I was incorrect. As of this moment, these plates are made of steel, and thankfully enough, they are manufactured here in the wonderful US of A.
Mind you, everything on here is stainless steel. Everything here is corrosion resistant. Everything here is made to go both in fresh and saltwater. That's a big deal. Got the mounting hardware right here. What do we have? We got the washers, the T-head screws, which are going to go into our gear track. These are welded by a master welder. You can tell right here, look at that, that's a clean weld. Also washers. Awesome. So without further ado, I'll show you the craft which we're going to put this on. We're going to mount these. I know I'm going to love these, and we're going to put them to the test within the next upcoming days. Well, we just came back from a little recent saltwater adventure, so without further ado, I'm going to wash her off real quick before we do this, guys, because I don't want her to look dirty, because she's gorgeous as she is. So the original rod holder that I used to use here was this combo right here. It was a Brocraft aluminum plate down here, which is about 6 inches long. The two knobs that press down. This constantly loosened up. This one constantly loosened up. This track, you see, it's so easy. I tightened it out hard, and now it's so easy to move it around again. So this also has a Scotty rod holder on it. Listen, Scotty rod holders, they have certain applications that they're great for. I think that these are really not worth it, because if you think about this plate down here, it was about $25. This rod holder was about $25. That's $50 right there in these two, just to mount it over here on the kayak. Also, these rod holders right here are infamous for getting brittle with too much sun exposure and cracking and falling apart. We got a big catfish slamming down that rod holder. You don't want that thing to just go snap, because then your rod's going to go flop, and that's it. And I forgot to mention to you guys, in this bag, right, you get the washers, you get the black screw down nuts, but I'll tell you what, you don't even need to use the nuts. Those are really more for a permanent style mount. So if you want to be able to move your mount around where your rod holder is at, literally all you got to use is this, but maybe that little big washer that comes in there too. I have attached that too. You want to see what the final product looks like, guys? Feels heavy duty too. And again, everything is stainless steel when it comes to the metal that's used with this. And then it also has a coating to it, a rubberized coating basically, which is going to help this thing last even longer. So now here comes the real test. First of all, the real test is going to be, how do the oranges match? Ah, it's beautiful. Old Town's a tiny bit darker, but I don't think that should be a problem, should it? Oh, that does look so sexy on here. That's awesome. That's awesome. All right, let's mount it. All right, so first thing, let's loosen these right here.
Now the holes are loosened, we're going to insert the T. Drop right down, nice and tight, like that.
There we go. All right, we're gonna pop the T-screw in over here on this side. Then we're gonna move it down, wiggle it down over here. There we go. Then we're gonna take the other T-screw, line it up straight, move the holder back a little bit, Pop it back into the groove. Loosen this up even a little bit further. And with this plastic coating, it sticks so well. It's almost too well. There you go. So now we just tie down both these mounts right here. Wiggle a little bit to loosen it some more. Wiggle it some more, just to really get it flush. And now, let's see, where do we want this rod holder at? There we go. You should like it like that. That's perfect. Awesome. There we go. Good old all-American made rod holder. And we're going to be taking this Smackdown rod holder out on the Atlantic Ocean. We're going to see what bites. Let's get it. Before we go on the Atlantic Ocean, let me talk to you real quick about some specifics in regards to these rod holders. I'm going to really quickly just run down to you the exact dimensions of this rod holder, this plate, and the T-screws. And that's because I want you to have as much information here so that you can make up in your mind, is this a rod holder that I can use in my kayak to help me excel at the fish I'm fishing for? Or is there something else I'm looking for? Now I will tell you this, now remember, okay? The Brocraft track plate and the Scotty rod holder combo on Amazon is $55 a pair, okay? And that's with shipping and tax included. If you're buying these Smackdown rod holders and the plates, and you're going to be buying these separately, as a pair for a pair, you'll pay about $95. That's a huge difference in price already. I think you're saving a good amount of money right there, about $15 a pair, so about $7.50 each. That's really not bad. So keeping that in mind, all right? Here are your dimensions for this rod holder base. The plate of the Smackdown rod holder kayak track mount is about 5 inches long, maybe a tiny bit more because of the plastisol covering, or should I say coating, and it is about 2.5 inches wide. When it comes down to thickness, well, what did we get over here? About 1/3 inch thick, so not very thick, pretty flat. When it comes down to the full clearance of the T-screws down here, some of you might want to know this, about 2 centimeters from the bottom end of that black knob that screws down and tightens down this rod holder on the gear track. Now when it comes down to the T-screw heads, this is important because you're going to need to know, can you fit this track, or should I say this track mount, into your gear track? So the T-screw itself is about, what did we get here? 2.9, so almost 3 centimeters long. It's about 1.4, also about 1.5 centimeters wide, and it is about 3 millimeters thick. So it's not that thick. And so just so you're aware also, the screw thread is about 6 millimeters. Now that you have the information, you can know, will the T-head fit in to your gear track? Will the screw over here, the thickness of it, allow you to move this mount freely within the gear track? And more importantly, is it a good fit for you or not? Now, look, the Scotty rod holder, that's fine. Not a bad rod holder, but again, remember that it can get brittle, and also that Brocraft track constantly slips. This, I've used this a couple of times now, does not slip. This plastisol coating is perfect because it holds it in place on that gear track. Additionally, I think you really get a heavy duty product that's going to last much longer than that Scotty rod holder. And more importantly, you're benefiting a small company and a bunch of awesome guys in the catfishing industry that are really focused on making American-made products. And everything over here is USA certified, USA made. Now, talking about those guys, those gentlemen, Stacy Gaston, Peter Dries, Northwoods Brands, thank you so much for sponsoring this video, allowing me to review the Smackdown catfishing rod holder, and for making this possible. And so if you guys are interested in getting one of these rod holders before we jump into the artsy action and on the water usage, I highly recommend you click down the link down below. It's going to take you right to the Smackdown rod holder website. Go click on shop. Go find the rod holder. You got 4, 6, and 8 inch stems. So that's for the height of the rod holder. And then of course you got the kayak plates. Here we go, guys. Sunbum SPF 50 for the extra pale kayak fishermen.
Yo, catch. What? I know you're a soccer player. Oh!
Oh yeah, expecting me to drop it, huh?
Yeah. Peanuts. All right. Oh, water's beautiful.
Like you guys are meant for each other.
What, pasty white? Is that white?
Yeah, everything's white on there.
Yeah,
You?
white car.
The dry bag. Oh, you see where that slick line is right here in front of you? That temperature gradient? Huh? Yeah. Bunker often travel in these temperature gradients. Let's get this on that nice old hook. I usually like to put the hook like this. Right here, the top meaty part like that. Perfect. There you go. It'll eat it head first and the hook. Let's cast this bad boy out. Yeah, they're right there. Cool. There's the bunker, guys. Bada bing, bada boom. Got another one. Hey, Bumpino. They're right here in front of me. Oh! Oh, would you look at that? The whole floor of the salty is covered in salty blood. Got a bite. No! He got off.
There we go.
Nothing better than some good old dry savory Chex Mix. Well, you've come to the end of the video. I hope that you guys enjoyed the artsy section of the video, just showing you these rod holders out in action. If you're not subscribed to my channel yet, I highly recommend that you subscribe to me right now, and also join the Smackdown catfishing community on Facebook if you're going to buy yourself a couple of these rod holders. What I can tell you is that while my Old Town Sportsman Salty PDL 120 has a little bit of hull flex with this rod holder, just because of the way that hull is made. It's supposed to be fast, nimble, not this you know, awesome big heavy duty craft like the actual Sportsman models. Still, it's a good rod holder for that model, but I think really these rod holders are going to shine on native kayaks, Hobies, and definitely Jackson kayaks also. I think even big, you know, the feel-free kayaks are going to be great too. Anything like that with a little bit more of a stronger base for the gear track. Thanks so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed this edition of the Cattleman Adventures. I will see you guys next time. And oh, before we go to the end screen, you're going to see a couple more videos there. Maybe you're going to find something that you like. You know, maybe up there, maybe to the side. You figure it out. Let me know. Take care.